Alrighty, y'all. So last night I did not record any emergency alert system activations for the severe weather situation on March 30th, 2025 into March 31st, 2025. This is mostly because I used my equipment to do Facebook Lives for friends and family who wanted to hear my thoughts on the severe weather situation and get some live coverage from myself. So therefore, instead of a EAS video for this event, you're going to see archived weather coverage. I just put this all together into one video. It's three different live streams, all put into one video. It's about a bit over an hour and 30 minutes of coverage, all combined. So hopefully, you'll get a little bit of entertainment out of this, and we could be doing it again Wednesday night. So we'll hopefully touch base then. And here is about an hour 30 minutes of severe weather coverage from last night. Enjoy. Alrighty, it's 9:58 in the evening. We're gonna go live here. Not really a wall to wall, if you will, but we now have a tornado warning. This is gonna be for Humphreys and Dixon County. I didn't really go live for Stewart because there's not really anybody I know up there, but there are people I know here. So I wanted to briefly at least come on here for a little while and do a quick live stream. And I didn't really set up for a live stream, to be honest. I scrambled to get this going. So hopefully you can see me. Hopefully you can hear me. The audio levels, well, you're not, I don't want you to see me, but hopefully you can hear me and see the radar. And this is where, I'll show you where our rotation is going to be. Let me make sure I'm on the right radar first. We're using, okay, that one's not any better. So we'll go to the Hopkinsville radar. Watching a little bit of rotation. Looks like it would be right around here where I'm sure actually this updated. So scratch that. But you can kind of see this whole big blob right here. So we're seeing rotation. You can see how some of these reds and greens come loosely together. My radar is just not doing the best of job at showing it. Okay, this is better. This is much better. Uh, so we're watching rotation right around here, just north of Waverly. And eventually this will move east. And I'll use a different color to highlight the locations here, but we're looking Gorman, McEwen, Tennessee City's in this warning. So we're looking at all these places to eventually be under the gun. So let's talk briefly who's in and who's out. Dixon, officially you are not in this tornado warning. However, be watching out because this polygon is just west of the city of Dixon proper, uh, and not even like within. If you're in downtown Dixon, you can see this is the east of the border right here, the east side of the border. So officially you're not under it, but just go ahead and be ready to get in your shelter. As this moves east, it will eventually come into downtown Dixon. Here's a product from the official Weather Service office. So we're looking at southwestern Dixon, southeastern Houston, and northeastern Humphreys counties until 10:45. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Waverly, and it was moving east at 35 miles per hour. So this is the opportunity here to be taking shelter if you're in Waverly, Tennessee City, excuse me, McEwen, Gorman. Let me get some where those rotations at specifically. Looking at Forest Hill, especially here, uh, downtown Waverly. The rotation right now looks like it's pretty much on. It's called Thunder Road up here. It looks like, but we're looking at Highway 70 here. if there should definitely be no travel on Highway 70, basically from Waverly, uh, really all the way to Dixon at this point. And if you know someone or you are traveling between Dixon and White Bluff, uh, if you're not close to your destination, be prepared, and especially if you're going into the warning traveling west on Highway 70, uh, pull off somewhere, uh, try to seek shelter somewhere downtown Dixon or White Bluff if you can. We'll also be watching Charlotte over here, Charlotte, Tennessee, for any because this warning might also extend into the Charlotte area. Looking at winds, looks like we got some 60-mile-per-hour winds up to the north of the rotation. Looking at areas northeast of Trinity, south of Bellevue, not official Bellevue, Tennessee, but this little town right here. So this is where we'll be watching also some pretty high winds. Also need to watch. This is what we call correlation coefficient, and this can show us where debris is. If the radar can detect something that's pretty much not liquid, we would be seeing it here. And we'll have to watch this area. Let me see how well that. I also have dual view here. This is when we're going to get really nerdy here, folks. So just bear with me here. We'll definitely have to watch where this rotation is. You can see how this is really lining up. I don't want that color. Oh, that doesn't really matter right now. You can see how this is kind of lining up if you look closely. How the rotation is just a little bit north, but there's still, it's not really a debris ball, but you can still see there's possibly some debris being lofted up in the air right there. I think we'll have to watch very closely. So that's kind of the big update for now. We've only been live here for about 6 minutes, and I'm not really it's not really something I really want to do a wall to wall for, if you will. But that's the update right now. If of course, let me go back to the storm relative velocity, and I just realized I did not change that on when I showed you this over here. So let me change this right quick. Actually, let me put storm relative right here. Because that we apparently got a new scan in here, and my computer wants to run a whole lot slower when in Facebook Live and using the quad view at the same time. You can see how that debris ball is no longer there. Right? It wasn't even really a debris ball, just some debris being lofted into the air. Something we'll definitely have to watch as the night goes on. But pretty much at this point, just your standard radar indicated rotation tornado warning. I say standard. You should still be taking all the necessary precautions, but kind of just a regular. I mean, regular old fashioned is not the term that any other meteorologist besides me would use. But really, just the regular, typical radar indicated tornado warning here. No big signs of debris at the moment from our correlation coefficient, but still something we will most certainly be monitoring. That's going to do it for now. We'll be back, or I will be back. Uh, if this develops any further, there's a new warning that goes out towards Charlotte and Dixon. And eventually, if this holds together, it could be in Davidson County. Before I go, actually. And there's a warning. Well, our I'm sorry, excuse me, severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for Davidson County. So this is going to be for, yeah, now I'm going to stay here. Uh, this is going to be for, who is this for? Northern Davidson County, Western Sumner, Northern Cheatham, and Robertson County. So Springfield, Goodlettsville, Coopertown, Greenbrier, Pleasant View, Cottontown, Shackle Island. I was just up there earlier today for church. Ashland City. You are now officially under severe thunderstorm warning. That will go until 11 o'clock tonight. So all this will be watched very closely by me, and I'm going to hop off here for the moment. And when there is something new to share, I will. But again, a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for Davidson County, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Could be some hail with that storm as well. And again, our main focus right now is this tornado warning for Davidson, Houston, and Humphreys County. Let me make sure I said that right. Yes. I'm sorry, no, not Davidson. Dixon, Houston, and Humphreys. There's no tornado warning at this time for Davidson County. So we'll go off the air here for now. If any significant updates occur, I will be back immediately. I'll keep all the stream equipment up and going. I'll just end this stream for now. But there's another tornado warning, or really any other. If they extend any of this east, I'll be back with another update. That'll do it for now. Thank you for tuning in and watching. We'll be back probably within the next few minutes. We now have a confirmed tornado warning. We now have a confirmed tornado warning. This is going to be for west central Dixon, southeastern Houston, and northeastern Humphreys counties. We now have a confirmed tornado warning. What confirmed means is if you were watching my last live stream, you just saw it go away here. But we have a debris ball on radar right around, push the wrong button, right in this area where you see this green and yellow coming together. And you can see the rotation kind of lining up with it right here. So we now have a confirmed tornado warning. We'll be here wall to wall until this warning expires, or they downgrade it back to radar indicated, whichever comes first. I am working on pulling back up my chats. And now that we've got that squared away, there's not really much to say besides this is confirmed, but I do want to stay on uh, and just kind of watch this thing to see what it does if it pops back up. Right now, we kind of lost that dark blue signature. Excuse me. We kind of lost that dark blue signature that was showing us that debris ball. If I put the radar in motion here, you can see it, how it kind of developed here. Let me zoom out a good bit. You can see on scan number 6, I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so you can see how on scan number 6, and I can't pause it on that exact scan, unfortunately. But you can see how that blue debris ball pops up, and it kind of dips back, goes back down, if you will. That's something we'll be watching here to see if that pops back up, and that's why the Weather Service went with a confirmed tornado warning. So it's what's called radar confirmed, where the Weather Service sees this debris ball and these brighter colors pop up on correlation coefficient, which is kind of correlation coefficient kind of shows us the difference between what is debris and what is rain. Correlation coefficient doesn't really focus on rain. It's the radar seeing what is not rain that could be up in the atmosphere. So that could be trees, houses, whatever you kind of want to say here. So it's not specifically a strong, we call it a TDS, tornado debris signature. Uh, it's not really strong per se at the moment, but it's definitely something to watch. So on the bottom right of your screen, there's the rotation, and this just came in with a new scan, so I'm gonna have to reset this now. Uh, so here's where we had our little debris ball, right around in here. You can see how it's kind of falling off the map now. And here's our current rotation. You can see how those greens and reds are coming together. And I don't really know. I'm using the high top radar. Uh, Actually, no, it's not the high top. It's the Hopkinsville radar. And high top is what we call the Huntsville radar. And you can see how I'm going to mute that now. Not really mute it, but just keep it low. And we're kind of, this is honestly, what it's doing is recycling, if you will. You can see how we just kind of lost that green. You mean you might think, oh, that's a good thing because now there's no rotation. They can just drop this tornado warning. They're not going to drop this yet. And the reason why is that could come right back up. You can see how it was pretty strong, came back and went and came back, and now it's gone again. And that's probably going to happen several times throughout this warning, just a couple more times. So they're definitely going to keep this warning until, in case this thing recycles and starts coming back up. So let's run a quick storm check. So here is our rotation. I can't keep this buff up, but here's our rotation. It's moving east at 45, I believe. Nope, it's moving east at 30. So let's map this all the way through Nashville, pretty much. And I'm going to set mine just a tad bit ahead. So let's go 30. I'm going to set this 35 miles per hour to kind of give you a little bit of lead time. So Thompson Crossroads here in about 11 minutes. Edgewood, you're looking at 12 minutes. Uh, Adams Crossroads, about another 13 minutes. Tennessee City, 13 minutes. Scrolling down the list here a little bit. Burns in 35. Again, I'm telling this just a little bit faster. So it'll probably be a little bit later than it's saying, but it's still good to have this heads up. White Bluff, you're looking at about 41 minutes. And that's fine. Ashton City in about an hour. And this is as long as it keeps its current motion. If it doesn't keep its current motion, then you're looking at it could be faster or slower. If it keeps, I'll have it set for 35 miles per hour. If it keeps where it's at right now, you're looking at about 81 minutes in Nashville. You probably just heard a go horn. I should probably mute the hockey game I have on. There's my mute. There you go. And we got a new tornado warning. Let's turn that off. Let's really turn that off. I'm gonna have to mute a radio here in a minute, so when this starts going off. Because I'm assuming Dixon, yeah, Dixon's definitely under this. So, new tornado warning, looking at southwestern Dixon County, southern Humphreys, and northern Hickman. This is for another area of rotation, actually, south of the current warning. Is this thing not a? They haven't toned it on weather radio yet. So, if your weather radio hasn't gone off in Dixon County yet, it hasn't gone off for me yet either. So let's see what they're. Of course, they're warning it for rotation, but let's switch this to a dual view right quick, to a dual view instead of a quad. Probably help my computer just a little bit more. There we go. So now we've got a little bit of a bigger screen to work with. So new tornado warning. This is going to be, like I said, southwestern Dixon, southern Humphreys, and northern Hickman. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Hurricane Mills. Uh, so actually, let's scratch that for a minute. There is a good uh free advertising here. A good farm market my family likes right around here. There it is, Overholt's. So Overholt is in this morning, and they are pretty daggone close to this rotation. So if you know where exit 143 is on off of 40, so exit 143, I'm gonna surround it with a blue color here. Here's exit 143 where I just circled. And where I was going to circle white, here's your rotation. So we're using the Hawkinsville radar right now. So red is moving away from that radar. So here's where red's moving. Green is moving toward that radar. So here is where green is moving. The radar's northeast of here. So if you, where the pilot is on exit 143, the log cabin, if you're familiar with that, just north of Lobelville here, folks, uh, in Hurricane Mills, if you know where Loretta Lynn's Ranch is, that is also going to be under this tornado warning. That is now in effect. This one until 11 o'clock tonight. We're going to be here till 11 o'clock, folks, probably. At the very least, we'll be here till 11 o'clock. And we've got another one. Oh, my word. This one I'm not going to cover as much because this is all Memphis territory. But that's a tornado warning for Decatur County, and it looks like also Madison and Henderson counties. That's Jackson area. That's just east of Jackson. I'm going to turn off the hockey game I had on, turn on some news coverage. Just to, in the case the local media is saying anything that I can't get here, I can relay it to you. So all these tornado warnings will go until 11 o'clock tonight. Uh, and that's the current story. So we're dealing with two tornado warnings pretty much at once, technically three, but we're not going to worry about this one as much. Going back up here to our observed tornado warning. Let's check. Excuse me. You can see how that rotation has it's kind of broadened up a little bit. You can see how there's a line, if you will. See how there's this kind of neutral line. Not to say there could be rotation still there, but it looks like it has significantly decreased from where it was. So our main priority is now going to be this tornado warning. Again, right for Humphreys County. Currently, this is in Humphreys County. And this is the area we're really going to need to watch here for about the next 36 odd minutes or so. I'm going to put this in motion right quick to see how we came to our tornado warning. You can kind of see how all this red and green really starts touching each other as it moves into the Humphreys County area. So again, for this tornado warning, who's in and who's out, and there's not just a whole lot of cities we can go off here, but Bucksnort, Onley is in it. Centerville, you are not in this warning. This is north of Centerville, but for Centerville, we'll have to watch this storm back toward Lexington and Parsons to see how east that can move. In fact, we just got a severe thunderstorm warning for Lobelville and Centerville. And what the Weather Service is doing here is it's kind of interesting how the Nashville office does it. They always want to issue a severe thunderstorm warning ahead of when they could be issuing a tornado warning. Uh, we're not gonna put hate on the NWS on that, but it's kind of a good thing about it, I think, because there's not really going to be any big 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts down here yet. You can see there's barely anything here yet anyway. On radar, if you look on the left side of your screen. So still all stuff we just have to watch. I'm gonna pause coverage here for a little bit and we'll still keep the live stream going. But I'm gonna mute my mic right quick and make a quick run for a glass of water. We'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. It is 10:27 on a Sunday night, March 30th, 2025. Good evening. I am, of course, you know this by liking my Facebook page, but let's do this a little bit professionally. I'm Hayden Hooper on my own little personal Facebook page here. Hurricane Mills is under the gun per the National Weather Service related to the statewide amateur radio network, and we can see that here on radar. The thing just past Hurricane Mills, it's just north. The rotation is just north of that Highway 13 exit I was just talking about, exit 143 on Interstate 40. So it went a little bit more north than I thought. But Hurricane Mills is under the gun of this. If you know somebody or you are at Loretta Lynn's ranch right now, you are under the gun as we speak. If not, been under the gun for a while. In terms of again, just who's in, who's out. Burns is in this warning. Dixon, you're kind of Texas is in a unique situation right now. You have a tornado warning south of you and a tornado warning west of you, but you're not officially under a tornado warning. But again, I've mentioned this several times for downtown Dixon. You're not officially under a warning, but you're pretty much borderline. I'd be in your safe spot anyway. And because even if you don't have a tornado warning issued for Dixon proper right now, you are definitely going to see, and I'm going to turn this radio down a little bit. But we're Dixon, you're not really under the gun yet, and I know I just said getting in your safe place, and I'll be honest, that was a little bit of an exaggeration. Uh, but just be prepared to be at this point, because currently the tornado warnings, one's west of you and one's south of you. So, but you are under a severe thunderstorm warning, so you're not warningless per se. I've got a new warning somewhere. I'm hearing it announced. For me, I don't see a new warning. I don't think my radio's been going off. I fixed it. It's gonna go off whenever there's another warning. Let's see. Currently, we've got three tornado warnings active. We're going to focus on two, one more than the other. The one we're going to mainly focus on is just south of Waverly right now, in the Hurricane Mills area, just east of Hurricane Mills. Eventually, if this holds together, it will impact Interstate 40. So we're really going to need to watch this. Uh, in terms of long track, uh, not expecting that at the moment. Of course, that could change depending on how this storm holds together. But eventually, longer impacts, you'd be seeing it in Fairview, Franklin, Nolensville, Smyrna. It could have clipped Brentwood and Bellevue, but I'm not as concerned about those two. For the Parsons warning, Linden, Hohenwald, Mount Pleasant, and Columbia would be my kind of heads up over the next couple of hours. If all this holds together, some warnings could be headed your way. So, in terms of the warning west of Dixon, we'll be seeing that expire at 10:45. And like I said, there's this red and green, but it's not really touching each other at the moment for what we can see on storm relative velocity. Looking at high res, it's still doing it a little bit on a high resolution radar, but not near as much. So it'll be an interesting thing to see if they keep this warning going or not. From the looks of high res, I don't think they. From the looks of storm relative velocity, I don't think they will, and they could extend it east as a severe thunderstorm warning for much of Cheatham County, Kingston Springs area, uh, and all of that. The severe thunderstorm warning embedded goes until 10:45 as well. That's the main story at the moment, and there's not really much to say after that. Tell you what, though, let's I'm gonna pull up a TDOT camera, see if there's any TDOT cameras in that vicinity. No TDOT cameras per se, but this is interesting. And to briefly see some behind the scenes here. Uh, this is the traffic map on TDOT right now, where exit 143 was, and you can see how it's slowing down here. So it kind of makes me wonder. The roadway may not be completely blocked, but there could definitely be some blinding conditions, maybe even a tree down. It's very unlikely there's a tree down on the interstate, but it's definitely possible. And there's not really anything on Highway 13 in terms of traffic centers or cameras. We've got 40 and 840 pulled up on channel 4, so we'll pull that up here very briefly. Actually, I'll go on just, well, nope. That one don't work. Let's go this one, 40 and 840. Definitely a little bit of lightning within that, but otherwise, can't see anything right off. Oh, there's a good one. That was a good one. You can also really see, oh, did we just lose that camera? We probably just did. But you can see there's not really much traffic on the interstate, which is a very good thing. So this one. This one has a, oh, that's a good one. So this is I-40 eastbound, mile marker 175. You can see some traffic going away from that tornado warning. Actually, no, that's going into it. My bad. Uh, but definitely not as not a whole lot of traffic, but there should be zero right now. It's very risky to be driving in conditions like these. Let's go back here to the radar. And I do want to see. I can't show this live on air. I'm gonna pull up. There's a tower camera at WSMV on the Channel 4 tower in West Nashville, and I would think they've got a point. I know that's going through my. First, I'm having to watch an ad before I can see it. They've got it facing toward downtown, so you can't really see anything. But I know, at least from outside my bedroom where I'm doing this live stream from right now, I have seen a few lightning strikes. And there was just one right now. So we're seeing lightning from here all the way from the storm in Dixon. So we're about less than 10 minutes away from decision time, if you will, from the Weather Service to see, are they going to extend this northern warning And we can see that they've issued a statement on it already. I don't want that right now. Let me pull up the Weather Service. Uh, I have a feed that shows me via X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I have a feed that shows me all of the things the Weather Service is doing in terms of how much of stuff they're issuing. And there's nothing about them canceling or expiring this northern tornado warning yet. But unless they're going to go based off high resolution velocity, which isn't showing as much rotation as it once was, based on the storm relative velocity, I don't really see a reason to keep that northern warning. And my theory is they will continue it as a severe thunderstorm warning for this northern warning. Now, the one south that's going into Bon Aqua and Laos and some of the communities down here, I think they will have to continue that as a tornado warning, at least for now. This holds together. I actually just trimmed it, so you can see how it's still in effect. They just trimmed it, so it still continues to be Dixon, Humphreys, and Houston, or this Dixon. I did not say that right. Dixon, Humphreys, and Hickman counties under that tornado warning. I'll give you a widespread view just to show you. Let's just turn the door wheel off for a minute. And here's just a wide view of the nation right now in all of its glory. And then there's this big, gigantic line, if you will, all the way from Canada pretty much to the Tennessee state line. We're not going to count. Looks like there's could be some blobs down here for Texas, Louisiana, but we're not counting those. It's just, and especially for Tennessee tonight, it's just a mess with tornado warnings. It looks like we're about to get some rain where I'm at. So I think they're going to extend this probably for the next hour as a severe thunderstorm warning for this northern tornado warning. This one right here. I think they'll let that expire. And this big severe thunderstorm warning right here, this is kind of hard to see. This big severe thunderstorm warning right here is also set to expire at 10:45. So I think what they'll end up doing is they're just going to issue a big one. Big severe thunderstorm warning. You can kind of see, and this is just a rough estimate, from here all the way to the at least downtown Nashville. I'm going to switch radars. It's time to switch. Nope, maybe not. It's still wanting to force me over to the Hopkinsville radar, but we'll go ahead and go off the Nashville radar from this point out. So right now we'll just wait for the Weather Service's decision on this northern tornado warning that expires in 4 minutes, but also this big severe thunderstorm warning for Dixon County. And like I said, I think they'll extend this east as a severe thunderstorm warning. So probably got a little bit of Wilson. Yeah. Yep, and I'm right. Let's see what they did. Because you can probably hear the radio going off in the background. So what they do, severe thunderstorm warning, Central Davidson. Close. I mean, I got it right in terms of downtown. Here is your new polygon. So Metro Davidson, you're included. Oh, good night. This is a big. I told you it was going to be big. Central Davidson, Dixon, Northwestern Murray, Northwestern Williamson, Southern Cheatham, Northern Perry, Southeastern Humphreys, and Hickman. I can't tell you the last time Davidson and Perry were under the same warning at the same time. I can't tell you. We're not going to stay on till midnight. So I was right here. They're going to let this warning expire. There's no real big reason to have it right now, because the rotation within that northern warning, it's not there anymore. So rotation and this northern warning, it's gone. There's no reason to continue that warning. And I'll have to watch. We'll still have to continue to watch a couple areas here on the southern warning to see if they continue a warning over here. But for the moment, dang, you can really see how big this warning is. And it's kind of two warnings. Yeah, it's two warnings. This one expires in 17 minutes. But we'll let's see, we've been going here on live now for about half an hour. We're going to go ahead and cut this stream. So again, I'm sorry, no, 1 inch hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. That's quarter size hail. Possible within the next hour or so in the Metro Nashville, Charlotte, White Bluff, Kingston Springs, Bellevue. Basically, the west of I-65 and east of, let's go Waverly, is roughly. Uh, and then we'll also have to watch this storm here in Lexington, Tennessee. This is still fairly west of where I would cover. We'll still have to watch this storm in Lexington, Tennessee moving into Parsons. That if it holds, it could produce a tornado going into Linden, Hohenwald, and those are within the next couple of hours. So we'll cut this for the moment. If there's any big developments, we'll come back live, but be looking for a couple of posts if anything develops. I might not turn a live back on unless it gets really bad. But that's the majority of it for now. So we're going to cut this live stream. If anything else pops out of this, we'll be back to let you know. But for now, just be monitoring my page if anything develops or if there's a new warning coming out because there's headers going off. Okay, we're holding it here. We're holding it here. Okay, so another severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah. Once I want to get off, they do something. So this one's interesting. 70 mile per hour wind gust possible in oh good grief, a lot of places. Goodlettsville, Hendersonville, Shackle Island, Gallatin. You're under what's called a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70 miles per hour wind gust. And what considerable means, it's most severe thunderstorm warnings are 60 mile per hour wind gusts. This one's a step up. This is 70 mile per hour wind gust. So considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roof, and outbuildings. This goes until 11:45 tonight, so almost midnight for most of Sumner County and parts of northern Davidson County and a bunch of other counties. That's a big warning. Uh, just reading some locations in that warning: Red Bowling Springs, Portland, Bethpage, Goodlettsville, Hartsville, Mitchellville, Dixon Springs, Oak Hill, Pleasantville, Oak Grove, excuse me, Pleasant Shade, Millersville, Gallatin, White House, Bledsoe's Creek State Park, Dickerson Chapel Recreation Area, Hendersonville, Carthage, Cottontown, Lafayette, Westmoreland, and South Carthage. Is where the 70 mile per hour wind gust is possible for that big warning that we've been talking about. The cities in those included but not limited to Madison, Charlotte, Bon Aqua, Belmead, Prim Springs, Natchez Trace at Highway 96, Bucksnort, Fairview, Berry Hill, Ashland City, White Bluff, Leapers Forks, Nunley, Oak Hill, Dixon, Forest Hills, Chapel Dam, Bills and Miles, and Nashville proper. And that's the 60 mile per hour one. So we'll continue to watch this behind the scenes. Again, if there's something really big that I need to come back on for, I will. But that will conclude this session of live severe weather coverage. If I need to be back, I will be. But you can go check out any of the local news stations. They're live because of the tornado warning, wall to wall. And if I need to come back, I will. But be on the lookout for some written updates as these warnings continue. And that'll do it for the moment. Well, I didn't want a part three, but you're getting a part three. Now a tornado warning. This one is going to clip southern Davidson County too. Southwestern Davidson County, southeastern Dixon, northwestern Williamson, and northeastern Hartman counties. Now on a tornado warning. This is for that rotation we were watching earlier in the Bon Aqua area. It hasn't even really gotten into Bon Aqua yet, but it's there, and it's kind of fizzled out from where it was when I was with you about 15 minutes ago. But it could be doing that thing I was talking about earlier, recycling, to where it's not really just a ton of rotation in it yet, and there could be some right here. We could be dealing with two at once. Uh, so we'll have to watch. Also watching the storm down in the Parsons area. Excuse me. So for the record, if you're waking up because you heard your weather radio going off with a tornado warning for Davidson County, to be clear, this is only for the extreme north. I'm sorry, no, extreme southwestern parts of Davidson County. So we're talking about Pasco, which is right on the Davidson Williamson County line. Bellevue's in this, I believe. Also, I have to zoom in to really make sure. Yes. We're also looking at Percy Warner Park and Edwin Warner Park. If you know where that is on the southwest side of town, also in this warning. Bellevue proper is in this warning. So if you know where the Bellevue 1 exit is, I don't know the exit number exactly, but you know where Bellevue 1 is, right around here. And this particular warning is just a handful of yards from that area, 1,500 yards to be exact. And give me one moment because I have several Instagram followers that follow me in that area. So I'm going to start an Instagram kind of side stream here as well. They won't be able to see the radar and whatnot, but at least they'll be able to see me. Uh, Several of my school friends follow me in that area. So I'm working on getting this set up. All right, we're live on Instagram right now. It is just approaching 11 o'clock at night here on March 30th, 2025. And I've got a ton of radio stuff going on, so bear with me. Because I'm trying to hear that our emergency coordinator is on hand right now. And I'm trying to hear what he says too, because it might help y'all. But there's no really big update here. So for Instagram, we're live with a tornado warning, and if your friends will be on Facebook, go over there because you'll be able to see all the radar and whatnot. I don't really have a big capability to share my radar on the Instagram stream, but I'm hoping by doing an Instagram side streaming on Instagram as well, you'll be able to really to be able to at least hear what I'm saying in terms of where this is at. So if you know where Bon Aqua, Tennessee is, that's right around the Dixon Williamson County line. The Dixon Williamson County line is just east of that. That's where our current rotation is for this storm we're currently watching. That is tornado warning. So Fairview is in this warning. Bellevue is in this warning. Pasco is in this warning. The city of Franklin proper, the west side of it, is in this tornado warning as well. So if you know friends in Franklin and that area, make sure they're in the safe place. If you are in Franklin, you need to be in your safe place right now. Brentwood, you are not officially in this warning. Brentwood is not officially in this warning. But Bellevue is. Uh, and Bellevue is kind of a little bit weird. If you're north of Bellevue 1, you're not in this warning. If you're south of Bellevue 1, you are in this warning. Bellevue 1, you know what I'm talking about. That's where that Chick-fil-A is, the Publix, Fort Center, and those places. So if you're south of the Chick-fil-A, Fordyce Center, and the Publix in Bellevue, you are in this warning. If you're north of it, uh, for my Nashville Christian School friends, if you're within that area of the school, uh, if you're within Nashville Christian, if you're Western Hills Church, and those area, you are north of this warning. Now, that doesn't mean to let your guard down, as there is currently a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for that area. But the big area of concern is where we have a tornado warning in effect, and that is south of Bellevue 1. And I know I'm not really moving around the radar as much. I'm kind of also focusing on this Instagram live as well. Uh, so hopefully you got a notification on the Instagram side that they don't issue them for Facebook, but hopefully you got a notification on the Instagram side that I'm live right now, and you can keep tabs of what's going on. So just to recap, tornado warning, this goes until, let me double check, 11:45, so almost midnight. Uh, Franklin is in this warning. The western side of downtown Franklin is in this warning. Bon Aqua is in this warning. Bellevue, like I said, if you're south of Bellevue 1, you are in this warning. If you're north, you're not. But do not let you go down because there is still a severe thunderstorm warning for the whole area. And that goes until the same time, 11:45 tonight. Uh, also watching, and I'm pinning down to it for those of you watching on Facebook. And I don't have access to my Facebook chat right now, by the way, because I'm using my phone, which I watch the Facebook chat on, to do my Instagram live right now. But you can see the current rotation isn't really tornado warning in that Decatur County area right now. They've dropped the tornado warning for the Decatur County, but it will go into the tornado warning that's in effect for Linden, and that's like only a couple stands away from happening. So if you know someone in Perry County, the Linden area, south of Lobelville is not proper in this warning, but the Linden area will definitely have to keep our eye on, as there is rotation down in there as well. You can see if you're watching on Instagram, there is lightning behind me. I'm not too far north of the storm. I'm more farther than Bellevue, but I am not very far from it at all. So this is moving east at let me double check, east at 50. So this is moving not interstate speed, but if you've ever been on those small country road highways, the speed limit's usually 50 or 55. That's how fast this is moving. So, uh, also don't expect to hear sirens. There's always siren mentality on a lot of people think they should be hearing the outdoor warning sirens. Don't rely on that. There is currently a tornado warning for Bellevue. So even if you're not hearing the sirens, there's a warning in effect. You need to be taking cover. I wish I could take some of the coverage on Channel 4 right now, but I'm not allowed to do that. A bit radio nerdy. Let me double check. Many of you know that I'm big into radio as well. And they're not doing it right now. But sometimes 650 WSM, they're allowed to simulcast Channel 4's coverage. So they're not doing it right now, which is kind of a shame, with there being a tornado warning for Davidson County. But sometimes they do coverage there. Uh, but again, you can always just keep me on, and I can't close that out. Uh, Let me pull up the Facebook chat on my computer right quick. Okay, so one of my former NCS teachers is asking about Bellevue 1. So let me go over this again. So Bellevue, there is there's a line. So you can kind of see there's a northern line right here, Miss Moore. And if you're north of this line, south you are in it, north you're not. In terms of the tornado warning, everybody's under severe thunderstorm warning for the record. But for this northern part of the storm, for this tornado one part of the storm, I should say. So Bellevue 1. Think of Bellevue 1 in this case. So here's Bellevue 1. I'm zoomed in on it pretty tightly here. The Chick-fil-A is in here, the Fordyce Center in Bellevue. Uh, if you are north of the Fordyce Center, so that's Nashville Christian School, Western Hills Church of Christ, and that area, where Charlotte Pike meets, what road is it? I can't, where Charlotte Pike meets Oak Hickory Boulevard, I think it is. Uh, where those two meet, if you're north of that, you're not in the warning. If you're south of Bellevue 1, so that's the Chick-fil-A, that's the Publix, Fordyce Center, the Bellevue Community Center is another place I could give you. If you're south of that, you're in this warning, this tornado warning that goes until 11:45. We'll be here probably until at least 11:30, both on Instagram and Facebook. And I wish I could add YouTube to it, but I don't have that set up right now. Uh, I can't do it while I'm live. So again, watching a tornado warning for Davidson County. This goes until 11:45 tonight, March 30th, 2025. I have the stream labeled as March 31st, and that's because my mind is on tomorrow night's National Amateur Radio Club net. But practically, we'll probably be live till midnight. I have to call my boss and tell him I'm going to come in late tomorrow. I work a 3-hour part-time job for my uncle. Uh, if I have to come in late tomorrow. I pulled midnighters before, you know. Thank you, Jacob, on Instagram. Uh, just having a couple more looks. The rotation has tightened just a little bit on the storm. And it's still radar indicated, but let's look for my Facebook viewers at the correlation coefficient, which shows us that debris ball flows on Instagram. Uh, and again, I did it live on stream earlier to where I could show you the radar. I wasn't on Facebook then, so unfortunately, I don't have a really good way of showing you the radar right now, unless I just hold my phone up to it, and then I want to lose my mind on radar. So let me do it right quick, actually, to give Instagram viewers a kind of little visual of what's going on. So if I can flip my camera, and I don't really know how, I don't do Instagram lives. So I guess this is the flip. Hey, there's the flip button. So for Instagram, left is velocity, right is correlation coefficient. Here's your rotation for Instagram. So that is where this is right here, just southwest of Liberty Hill and Fairview. That's where the rotation is now, and it's moving east. So that's kind of where I've shown you that line of Bellevue 1. So here's Bellevue 1, right here, where I'm circling. That's all Bellevue 1. If you're south of that, you're in the warning. If you're north of that, you're not, in terms of the tornado warning. Now, all these yellow boxes, those are also big thunderstorm warnings, and pretty much everyone's in those right now, no matter where you are. So there's that. Excuse me. I'm also kind of watching, there's a little bit of red popping up where that former tornado warning was, east of it. But right around Pegram, you can kind of see it if you're watching on Facebook right now. You can see the where this red, it's kind of starting to mean it could just be the radar. It's probably not even rotation, but that'll be something to watch because that's actually pretty close to where I am. Uh, they're starting to thunder. You can see for Instagram, you could see the thunder. Uh, it's kind of nice to have a studio with a window, although this isn't really a studio; it's just my bedroom. Uh, one second. Uh, we had a negative control take everyone into, and I know the net controller that was doing the statewide net is in this Perry County storm. So I really hope he's okay. Probably just taking his precautions. I don't want to forget up here towards Sumner County. There is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning in Sumner County, which what that means is most severe thunderstorm warnings, just regular severe thunderstorm warnings, they're 60 mph. Like considerable, it's 70. So definitely some 70 mph wind gusts. It looks like right now this is mostly uh radar's not picking up on it as great, and that's more because I am on Hopkinsville. Let's go to OHX, the Nashville radar, and that'll provide a little bit more ground truth into what's going on in Gallatin, Westmoreland. I really need a log of what the Weather Service is doing here. So let me pull up a log of Weather Service information that I can see. All right, continuous tornado warning for Perry. So we just went to Perry. Continuous tornado warning for Davidson. We've been covering that up the whole time. Issues tornado warning. That's the same one. Issues tornado warning. That's the same one. So everybody's under severe thunderstorm warning, like I mentioned, but we're really going to have to watch. It's these two tornado warnings we're watching. One's for Perry, and one is for Davidson, Dixon, Cheatham. I'm just jumbling up at this point. Davidson, Dixon, Williamson, and Hickman. No tornado warning for Cheatham County at the moment. Still watching a little bit of rotation. You can see it on Facebook right now. Just south of Highway 12. That may not even be a rotation. It's just could just be the radar. It's kind of hard to tell. And if our radios go off, I'm flying. And what I mean by that is I'm going to my safe place because then that one will probably be for me. Uh, but no warning on that yet. But it looks to also be decreasing a little bit. There's a current rotation on the Sumner County storm. I'm sorry, not Sumner County, Williamson County. And I just said the wrong button. I wanted the correlation coefficient. And it's just off of Fairview. I'll check my Facebook comments again. Pretty good, like you just saw it on Instagram. Pretty good lightning strike here. If I lose power, by the way, what's going to happen is I'm going to lose my monitor that I'm using to watch radar. But never fear, I'll have a UPS backing up our Wi-Fi service. So as long as all the stuff out there that Comcast has is safe, I will still have Wi-Fi, and I'm using a laptop to power all this. So I'll just move everything over to the laptop for Facebook, where you're seeing the radar right now. So the rotation for Williamson County just south of Highway 100 right now. It's moving east, so it won't exactly follow 100, but it's going to go. It's kind of going. It's going toward Franklin, just south of the Fairview area. So in the Franklin within the next 30 minutes, we'll call it. And again, still just radar indicated. No big time. That was a huge rumble of thunder. Let me check wind gusts in my area, because I'm also responsible for the safety of my family. And that broad rotation I was talking about, it's not concerning, actually. Continuing, so not for me. How about this warning right here? The Williamson County warning. Again, I'll show it to you. So here's our Williamson County warning. Here's our Perry County warning. Focus more on Williamson. And this lightning is starting to get really concerning. So rotation just south of Fairview moving toward Franklin is where we're at the moment. I'm gonna reset this right quick. It's, I'm going solely based off the left side right now. I need to move to the right. Tornado warning continues to 11:45. Currently in effect for Southwestern Davidson, Southeastern Dixon, Northwestern Williamson. Good night. The lightning is crazy. You can see it on Instagram, and I really care about my messy bed at this point. You now see me on Facebook, and you can see the lightning. It is pretty crazy right now. And I've got good news. They've canceled the tornado warning for Davidson, not Williamson, Davidson. And I'll tell you why they did that. The rotation is getting more narrow. So you can see Bellevue doesn't really have a whole lot of this tornado wasn't going to impact Bellevue. They just kind of warned it there in case it had a northeast trend, and it's not going to do that at this point. So Bellevue, you're in the clear in terms of the tornado risk. Now you still have a pretty good damaging wind threat right now, but in terms of the tornado risk, you're clear for now. I won't say you're clear entirely, but you're clear for now. And the rotation in Williamson County is starting to decrease a little bit, starting to do that recycling process again. So for those wondering, what kind of happens post event? And so the Weather Service office will have to send a survey team out to all this to see what actually happened in terms of damage. That won't happen tonight. That would be tomorrow, with it being so dark. Downtown Franklin, asked 1 minute ago. The storm's coming toward downtown Franklin. Uh, Moving east about 45 miles per hour, and that's still the trend. And currently it's in a recycle, so it could still be producing a tornado. What a recycle means is it's starting to trend down towards the rotation, but it will likely pick back up. So don't let your guard down in downtown Franklin, because this could still be producing a tornado by the time it hits there. I have lost my water cups over here blocking my view. Let me go check again here in Linden. And in Linden, I do have access to a camera that I can show. I just don't have it pulled up. Uh, I just realized to do this, I have to take down the Instagram stream. But Instagram stream might pause a second if I completely lose you. I'll start another one. Okay, I'm back on Instagram. I did not completely lose you on Instagram. Stand by, because I'm going to show you a camera, both on Instagram and Facebook. So here's the light show in Linden. Never mind on that, there's another warning. What are we warning? It's a severe, and it's for southeastern Davidson County. I have a guess on the polygon, and I'm right. So they've gone ahead and extended this every thunderstorm east. This will go until another 70-mile-per-hour warning for wind gust. It goes until 12:15 in the morning. I'm going to tell you this camera now. This is in Linden, and this is a rain camera that I have access to in Linden. And the light show on this camera right now, and you can see the rain blowing on it too. The light show's incredible. We just had a pretty good white, and there's another one, a pretty good white, bright flash there in Linden, Tennessee, when I was the Perry County area. So this camera is tornado warned right now, folks. And again, the rotation itself for Linden is just west of where this is, but still really going to need to watch it. Oh, and there's another bright flash. So I'm going to move this back and show you radar because I don't have access to a camera for Franklin. And actually, I do. I can pull up some T-Dot cameras. So, partial lie there. Already some crashes starting to pop up on the map too, so we're really going to need to pay attention to that. So let me find a good Franklin camera. Technically 65. I use this one. 65 is not officially in a warning period. Well, tornado warning. They're probably in a severe thunderstorm warning. Uh, so good light show there. So my friend Jackson is on Instagram with us right now in Rutherford County. He's asking, what's the lightning with the storms? Yes, you can see it behind me. Uh, some broad rotation with that storm. I'm assuming he means the one that's right next to me, and that would be why they're keeping it warned for Williamson County. I did it again. There you go. So the rotation right now starting to pick up just a little bit again, and it's approaching on Franklin pretty quickly. So if you're in Franklin, this is your time to take cover now. Uh, Another new warning here. Hickman, Lewis, Perry. Here you might hear the timers going off over now. So there's a new warning, and I guess they're not seeing as much of a tornado risk out of this. Yeah, I'd agree. So that rotation's starting to break off again in Linden, so they're going to continue this as a severe thunderstorm warning into Lewis County and into uh into Hickman County. So again, kind of a who's in and who's out for this new severe thunderstorm warning. Columbia is out for the moment. I think it'll expand east. Mount Pleasant is in. The town of Fawn is in. Summertown, kind of on that border. Hohenwald definitely in. Waynesboro, you're not in it. This is north of you. Let's go back to Oh Faithful, KOHX, Nashville Radar for my Facebook friends. I'm ready for bed. I'll be honest. So, Linden, since my friend Jackson's asking about it. Linden, so if it's not showing it on the very top, again, Linden is very far away from any radar. So if it's not showing it at the top of you're looking at about maybe 10,000, 8,000-ish feet in Linden. So if it's not showing it at the top in theory, it would be showing it at the bottom either. So they could issue a tornado warning. I don't think they will. I think they'll just keep it as a severe thunderstorm warning. So at this point, I still haven't really looked down toward Memphis, which I don't really know anybody down there, so I'm not really focused on Memphis. So currently, how many tornadoes do we have in the nation right now? Just these two. Uh, it's really all the severe weather from this line. You're looking at it on Facebook right now. All the severe weather. I mean, there is some in Ohio and Kentucky, but the biggest brunt of it we're getting here in Tennessee. So with that, I'm gonna write out this tornado warning at least for Franklin. And should they go the route of issuing another one, which for the moment, let me double check before I speak. For the moment, I would not think they issue a tornado warning to extend the one currently for Franklin. But if it starts picking back up again, they could. The rotation for the one in Franklin uh, has diminished. Not seeing it like I was. And in terms of that, if you're in Franklin and currently under the tornado warning, stay where you are. That doesn't mean to leave your location because you're still experiencing pretty high winds from this. So stay where you're at in a safe place. But for the moment, I'm not seeing a big rotation concern for Franklin at the moment. At the moment. The Storm Prediction Center has just issued Mesoscale discussion number 318, and that's who issues the watches, by the way. And they're considering another watch, saying that it will be likely for East Tennessee already. So that's kind of a pretty big deal with this. Let me show you the tornado watch on my for my Facebook people here. So here's the watch. So the watch right now pretty much covers except the I'll show it for Instagram too. The north the far northwestern counties in Middle Tennessee, so Clarksville, Orange, Stewart County, Montgomery County. You're no longer in the watch, but for everybody else, yes, Jackson. If you go on to Facebook, you actually see this picture that I'm showing you now. But I'm not watching chat on Facebook. Uh, so for everybody here, you've got yourself a tornado watch. If you're in a yellow box, you're in a tornado watch. That's until 3 a.m. But they'll trim counties as the line moves by. Back down here. That's why I'm wearing the earphones, by the way, because I sound better on Facebook that way. So we're pretty close to winding down the live streams. Probably within the next 10-ish minutes or so, depending on what they do with this tornado warning for Williamson County. So I'm starting to feel a little tired, I'll be honest. I had a gig tonight at my church, so that was pretty fun. Little audio and video gig. So, and then I was there this morning for regular church. So, it's been a long day. You're probably hearing audio on the Facebook stream, and that is because I have this weather radio going. So I'm going for this warning will not be extended yet. I mean, you just don't see the rotation that we did earlier. And I'll show this to you. Let me go up to 14 frames. So we're looking at the 14 bass radar frame. So here's where it started. You can see there's rotation, and it just fizzles out. And we haven't seen the rotation that we did that probably this warning within the last few scans. I'm on the side of you see it just completely dissipates into the tornado warning. I'm on the side of they're not going to continue this as a tornado warning. Now they'll keep this as a thunderstorm warning, so it's still pretty windy, and there could even be some hail. But I'm not thinking there's going to be Another tornado warning issued for Williamson County. They have also dropped the one in Linden, for the record. Jackson, make sure you're looking off of OHX and not HTX or HPX. So make sure you're looking at the Nashville radar. And also make sure I'm looking at storm relative. So make sure you're looking at storm relative instead of high resolution. And they just put this warning again. It's really just Williamson County now. Central Williamson County under this tornado warning. Well, like I said, and I still could be wrong. If you look at high res, so high res, and I'm looking at high res right now. High res and storm relative both paint different pictures. Let me show you the difference. So they could, and this is why they're keeping it because of the high res look. So you can see it's still sort of a little bit broad in this storm in Franklin, but it's not doing it as much on storm relative, which I trust storm relative a bit more than I do regular high resolution velocity, uh, especially for the rotation aspect. But high res is pretty cool when you're watching these severe thunderstorms and seeing kind of like wind mileage and whatnot. And storm relative is good for that too. But when it comes to rotation, storm relative, I believe is a lot better. I'm going to mute this radio. Oh, great. Just for it to go right back off in 10 minutes. So we're really just waiting now to see what they do with this warning, whether they're going to extend it or whether they're going to uh, let it expire. And I think I'm on the side of the let it expire. So we're waiting for that. But I think, and there could still be more tornado warnings out to the east later on tonight. But I just don't see it being as much as I just don't see it being as much as in terms of tornado as it was, at least for now. Not saying it could spin back up toward Rutherford County, Smyrna, Murfreesboro, that area. It definitely could, but I'm not seeing that for the moment. So 8 minutes left on this tornado warning, and we're kind of just riding this out to see what they want to do. Cancels tornado warning for Perry, so we just went over that. That was about 5 minutes ago. So really just seeing now what they do with this warning for Franklin. And with every scan that goes by, we're not seeing that rotation as much. So Sumner County is still under this considerable severe thunderstorm warning. But again, just not seeing in terms of wind, there'd be some up here, but just not seeing it as impressive as it was. Now the Weather Service could be seeing something different there, so I don't want to mislead you. They'll probably end up reissuing that warning again. We're just not seeing it as big as it was. So we'll stay on here for at least the next 10 minutes, both Facebook and Instagram. And the Instagram title is Davidson County Tornado Warning. There is no tornado warning for Davidson County. That was when I started the stream, and it has since expired. So no tornado warning for Davidson County, no tornado warning for Sumner County. It's also severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Besides this one little, and there's another warning. So let's see. Let's see what they did. And here's what they did. So they're going to keep a severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gust. Overton, Pickett, Smith, Jackson, Clay, Macon, and Charleston counties. So this threat is moving out of kind of the area I know people in. So we'll probably cut it here in about 10 minutes or so. I'm really just staying on to this point to see what they do this tornado warning because I'm expecting them to get rid of the tornado warning. And once they do, I'll probably go ahead and cut this. Channel 4's banner right now says multiple tornado warnings in the mid-state. There's just one, and it's this one little. Let's see. Let's have a little bit of fun with this warning. How far is the distance on this warning? You have me curious now. Let's put up that for a minute. So 7 miles from the west border to the east border in Franklin. And again, it's not as impressive as it was. So what they could do, Jackson, in theory, and it would still be a bad idea in my opinion, would be so if you were to have rotation, if you were, this is just kind of getting a little bit nerdy here, right here. But there's just nothing there. So I'm not worried about rotation anymore at all. And what would happen is large population area, you're right, but they could, if they really wanted to, they could do a tornado possible tag. And there's another one coming over the wire. So this could have just gotten a whole lot more fun. They extended it. Jackson, wow, wow. I did not see that coming. So they decided to play on the safe side. Don't blame them. And they're going to keep this tornado warning. Central Rutherford and northeastern Williamson. Wow. I'm not going to stay on for this whole thing, by the way. I'm sleepy and ready to go to bed. Okay, so let's quickly go over who's in and who's out. Nolensville, you're in. Franklin, you're in. Although Franklin, you won't be in for very long. Probably only for the next 10 minutes. Uh, this is going to cross Interstate 65 within the next about 5 minutes or so. Murfreesboro, you are in. Smyrna, you are in. Laverne, you're out, but not by far. If you can see that here on the map. Well, I was not expecting them to reissue this. Now they're going on the safe side, so Jackson's right. This is a large population area, and going with a tornado warning is safer than being sorry. So I see where they're going. But storm relative velocity just doesn't show much. So I'm very impressed that they decided to keep it. Some of base shows. Base shows a lot too. So they're going off the base and the high resolution reflectivity. Wow. Uh, Jackson, are you in that warning? You can text me if you want. Because I'll be signing off here in a minute. You in that warning? Because I think you are. I know where he lives. So let me go to my webcam here into his house. All right. Oh yeah, you're not home. I forgot about that. You know what? Since my thing is off the stream for the moment, since my radar is off the stream, I can look up your house, like on this map, and I can tell you whether you are or not. Your house is in it. And again, I'm not showing this on stream because I don't want to invade the privacy of them. But your house is in that warning. So we're gonna kind of wrap things up here for the moment. It's 11:45. We got a tornado warning for central Rutherford and northeastern Williamson counties that goes until 11:45. Smarter's in it, Murfreesboro's in it, and this could, I mean, they could cancel it if this significantly decreases, but it really just depends to see what are they going to do. And I'll keep watching it behind the scenes. If there's big things to show you, I'll post it right to Facebook. But just to recap, big severe thunderstorm warning extends all the way from the Maury County, Williamson County county line, excuse me, Rutherford County, Eastern Davidson, Wilson, all in the severe thunderstorm warning. Then you have Trousdale, Smith County, and a bunch of these areas are going up toward the Cumberland Plateau in the severe thunderstorm warning, both warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And then you have this tornado warning, which is the main concern right now for Rutherford and Williamson counties. So that's going to do it for me. If I'll continue to post a couple written updates as necessary, but that's going to do it for this almost hour-long severe weather coverage. So thanks for watching, and be sure to check Facebook, and I'll post updates on this tornado warning as necessary. But for now, we're going to go ahead and shut off the live stream software for the night. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you uh, possibly Wednesday night. There could be some more rounds Wednesday night. So we'll catch you then. But I'm Hayden Hooper here from my bedroom. Thank you for watching, and good night.